Welcome back to the channel for another daily race lap guide. This is your go-to series where I break down corner by corner one of the fastest times from one of the fastest drivers on the global leaderboard, so you don't have to. It's a new week, which means we have some new daily races to get stuck into, and for this lap guide we are heading to the Red Bull Ring in Austria for daily race C. Join me as I take us through all the essential information you need to know, along with some tips to help you start as high up the grid as possible. If you're planning on competing this week, stay tuned. You do not want to miss this. Let's dive straight in. We'll start with the race information. Here we have 13 laps, 16 cars in the race with a rolling start, fuel consumption rate is set to ×2, tyre wear rate is set to ×4. The regulations are we have one usable dry tyre, and that is the Racing Soft. The intermediate and wet tyres are also available. Car category for this race is Group 3. Wide body, nitrous or overtake are prohibited. Under car restrictions we have a BOP is set to mid-speed. Car settings, adjustable brake balance only. For race settings, DR and SR are both affected. There is light mechanical damage. Minimum number of pit stops is set to 1, so even though we only have one dry tyre available, we still do need to make a pit stop. And track limits are set to normal. And finally, penalty settings. Shortcut penalty is set to weak. There is no wall collision penalty. Colliding with other cars is penalised, and cutting the pit lane line on entry or exit attracts a penalty. Today's lap we are going to be looking at is, at the time of this recording, the second top time on the global leaderboard of a 1 minute 27.420, completed in the Subaru WRX GR3. Stick around after the lap guide for a real-time commentary-free replay of the lap from both the bumper and bonnet cameras, but for now, with all the formalities out of the way, let's get out on track. As we make our way up to the first corner here at the Red Bull Ring, we just want to make sure we bring the car across to the left-hand side so we're straddling the red and white curb and the green concrete before we brake. Our first brake marker is the 100 board or the white line on the floor, whichever one you prefer. We're going to hit the brakes hard in a straight line, and then when we get to the 50 board, or again the white line below it, that's where we're going to turn in for the first corner. Shifting all the way down to second gear, as we approach the corner we just want to make sure we get our right side wheels on the right side of this yellow curb on the inside of the corner. This will help us carry as much speed as possible, using all the space out on the left on the exit of the corner. Our acceleration marker here is just as you approach the curb on the near side here. You want to get on the accelerator, but at the same time we're going to shift up to third gear. And as I was planning this guide in my head, I thought I'd be saying to you at this point on the exit of turn 1 to keep at least your right side wheels on the red and white curb to avoid a track limit penalty. But yeah. In true GT7 style, there seems to be a part of this curb that you can go all the way over and not get a penalty. And the fastest drivers know exactly how far they can push those limits. So from the limited testing I have done, from around halfway along or even 2/3 along this exit curb, it does appear that you can go all 4 wheels off the track and avoid a penalty while carrying more speed up this next straight. My advice, for what it's worth, push the limits during the time trial, but play it more conservative in the race and keep your right wheels on the red and white curb at least. This race is going to be hotly contested this week, so any penalty during a race will be quite damaging to your result and likely put you back in the pack fighting. Right, on to the next corner. So we've got a braking marker where the 100 board and the white line on the floor. Just ahead of reaching these, you're going to start to brake. I've added a couple of extra reference points if you prefer. So we've got the blue flash on the barrier on the left. When that reaches the edge of your screen, you can brake. Or the fence on the right hand side, where that fence starts and it reaches the edge of your screen, you can brake. Our turn-in marker here is the grey box container structure on the left hand side. Once that reaches the edge of your screen, you're going to turn into this corner. And we're going to shift all the way down to first gear. And what we're looking to do with our right hand tyres here is just skim the left side of this yellow curb on the inside of the corner. We don't want to hit it too hard because it will unsettle the car, but you can see there where the tyre marks, it's a pretty good guide of where we're aiming to get our wheels. The acceleration marker here is just as you approach the curb on the near side. We're going to get back on the power and we're going to shift up to second gear just as we do that. There is some space out on the left hand side on the exit of the corner. We do need to make sure we keep our right hand wheels on the red and white curb here because you will get a penalty, and we're going to power all the way down to the next corner. Now, similar to the last corner, our brake marker here is just ahead of the 100 board or the white line painted on the floor. And if you prefer, again, there's another reference marker on the hill where you can see the stone. Just as that reaches the edge of the screen on the left side, you can start to brake. Our turn-in marker here is a fence on the right-hand side. Once that reaches the edge of your screen, you can turn in. Or on the left-hand side where you can see the white posted fence, just before the end of that reaches the edge of your screen, you can turn in. We're going to shift all the way down to first gear. And we want to get our right wheels on the green rubber on the inside of the curb here. This just gives us a little bit more rotation. And our acceleration marker is the marshal's box on the inside of the corner. Once that reaches the edge of your screen on the right, you can start to accelerate. We've got some space on the left again on the exit of the corner, which we can use, just being careful of the track limits on the curb. And just before we get on the power, we are going to short shift from first to third gear just to eliminate any chance of power oversteer. And we're going to bring the car across to the right side of the track for the next corner, where we've got a brake marker of the 50 board or the white line on the floor. Just before you reach these, you're going to brake. Just beyond those is a marshal's catch fence. As you reach that, you're going to start to turn into the next corner. We're going to shift down to second gear as we approach the corner and shift back up to fourth gear before we get on the accelerator. We've got 3 acceleration markers for you here. We've got the barrier on the right hand side where that starts and it reaches the edge of your screen, you can accelerate. You've got a white square fence directly in front of you. Once that reaches the middle of your car, you can accelerate. Or finally, there's a red square structure just to the left of that. Once that goes past your left headlight and it's just in the air vent on the left side of your bonnet, you can accelerate. There is some room on the right side of the exit of this corner which we can use, but we just want to be gentle on the throttle to start with because we don't want to drift too far across and get a penalty. Our brake marker for the next corner is where the white line comes across from the exit road. Just as you cross over that and both of your front wheels are in the exit road, we want to brake for the left-hander. And we're going to allow the car to coast across to the left side of the track, shift down to third gear. We've got 2 acceleration markers for you here. So there's a marshal's box on the inside of the corner on the left. Once that reaches the edge of your screen, you can start to accelerate. Or right ahead of you, there is a lamp post. It's pretty hard to see in this light, but it is there, I promise. As that hits the center of your car, you can start to accelerate. We're going to allow the car to drift across the track to the right hand side. Keep your left wheels on the red and white curb and you won't get a penalty. And we'll keep the car to the left-hand side of the track here for our last couple of corners. Our brake marker here is a catch fence on the left-hand side. Just ahead of that, you're going to brake. And as we go under the 50 board, we're going to start to turn in. And we're going to shift down to third gear. And we want to use the green rubber on the inside of the curb here just to dip our right wheels into. And our acceleration marker here is the red ball banner that goes across the track. Just ahead of that, you're going to get back on the power, shifting up to fourth. As we do that, we can use all the space on the left-hand side, being careful of track limits. Stay on the red and white curb with your right wheels, you'll be fine. Our last brake marker is the Austria flag. When you're around a car's length from the end of that, you can brake. Our turn-in marker is where the concrete goes from grey to green. And a pretty good line to follow here is where the tyre marks turn into the last corner. Similar to earlier in the lap, we want to keep our right side wheels to the left side of that yellow curb on the inside of the corner. That also doubles up as our acceleration marker. So as you go past that, get straight back on the power, shift up to fourth as you do that. Use all the space out on the left-hand side. Just keep your right wheels on the red and white curb. You won't get a track penalty. Power down the home straight for a lap of the Red Bull Ring in 1 minute 27.420. I'm off for a lay down while you enjoy these lap replays in peace and commentary free. We'll start with the bumper cam followed by the bonnet cam. See you back here after. And there we are, that is this week's lap guide for Daily Race C completed. Let me know in the comments if this has helped you out, and feel free to drop by during the week to let me know how you're getting on. Have fun and race well. It would be great if you could consider subscribing to the channel so you never miss another lap guide. And why not drop into one of our Gran Turismo live streams? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.